مساء الخير يا شباب. Welcome to the Spring 2020 semester. The advanced Java advanced programming using Java course. This is the first lecture. In this lecture, I'm going to speak briefly about the course in general, describe the contents of the course, what we are going to take. I'm going to discuss the contents of the course syllabus, and I'm going to describe briefly an introduction to the course, in which I will review to you what you have taken previously in the P2 course, which is a prerequisite for this course. Okay, so to begin with, as you have already known, we are going to share the resources using the Google Classroom. Since you are able to download and watch this video, you should have set up a Classroom account, and you are able to use it right now. I will be putting everything related to the course in Google Classroom. So all the lectures, assignments, results, material will be put there. In addition, I will put on Classroom links to the recorded lectures like this one. This is the first one. And I will put to you the links to the online meetings that we are going to take on Classroom. Since, as you all know, we might not be able to have physical lectures in the university for a long time from now, depending on the current situation and what will happen. We might be obliged to do only online meetings for a considerable part of the semester, maybe all the semester. So all the links to the online meetings that we are going to do will be put for you on Google Classroom. You should always, preferably daily, on a daily basis, check the classroom to know the resources that I have put, and to be aware of anything that I want to tell you regarding the course. When we have a course lecture and the ordinary time of the lecture, I will be starting a meeting using Zoom. So for all of you, Zoom can be accessed on zoom.us. Okay, so once you log into zoom.us, you are asked for the first time to create an account. So you say sign up. Okay, so you enter your email. Okay, and then after that, after you have entered your email, you put a password, and then you have your account ready to use. Now I have already created an account, so I will say sign in. I will put my account details. So I will be signing using the live AUL email address. When you create the account, you put a password, any password, but does not have to be the same as your live email account. Okay, and then I will sign in. Okay, so here I can create meetings and meet with you online. So once I have created a meeting for any lecture of the course, as you can see, for example, I haven't created any meeting for the advanced programming with Java yet. I have created meetings for the other two courses, so I will do that soon, before the time of our first lecture, our first meeting. So once I create a meeting, I will give you an example of the web development course, for example. I will be giving to you the URL of the meeting or the ID of the meeting. Both of them are sufficient for you to join the meeting. So once you say join a meeting, you can put either the meeting ID or the link. Either one of them will work fine. Okay. So I will go back to the meeting. So I will be giving to you the meeting ID and the URL. You can join using any one of them. Okay, so usually I don't put passwords for meeting, because I will be knowing each and every one of you who will join the meeting using your email account. Some other instructors might require passwords to join the meetings if their courses contain a lot of students. Okay, so once I start hosting a meeting, the Zoom software will start, and we will be communicating using a Zoom tool, a separate window. I will not do that now, but for you, it's advised that you say host a meeting before you use the Zoom for first time in my lecture, so that the website will install the Zoom tool on your device so that you can use it. Okay. Now, returning back to the contents of our course, I will check with you the syllabus of the course firstly. With respect to this course, we have two textbooks. We have first the Introduction to Java Programming Comprehensive Version, the 10th edition, which is this one. So I have put both textbooks of the course on Google Classroom. You need to download them and keep them with you and always check them for the material of the course. This one, the Java Programming, Java Programming, is the main textbook. We will be using it for most of the lectures. At the end of the course, we will be taking some lectures, some chapters related to file handling and connection to databases. These two chapters, we will take them from the second textbook, this one. Okay, the first lectures related to Java GUI. We will be taking them from the first textbook, from chapters 14, 15, and 16. So we'll be using Java FX, which is a new type of graphical user interface for Java. Okay. We have also other references related to the course. If you are interested in having any one of them, let me know. I will be giving them. So the prerequisite of the course is the Programming 2 course. You should all take that course before registering in the Advanced Java. Now the course will contain a project. The project will be sure a programming project using Java, since we will be taking programs in Java in almost all of the course. Okay, so I will be, as usual in my courses, I will be assigning a project manual for you. In the project manual, I will give you the details of what you need to do, how you need to execute the project, and I will be giving to you in the project manual sample project ideas also. As usual, you have to select an idea, form a group of students, and then inform me to register or reserve that idea for you. So the course will contain 4 homeworks, 4 assignments, and 2 quizzes. If we are not able to do the quizzes because of we will not be having physical lectures, if the situation remains the same, we will be depending more on the homeworks for that part of the grade. We will also have, as usual, a midterm, a final, and a project. These are the learning outcomes of the course. Okay, you can read them to have a more clear idea what you expect to learn from the course and what are the objectives that you should be satisfying after you finish the course. And these are the contents of each of the lectures of the course. So in the beginning, we will focus on almost about half of the course on the graphical user interface using Java. We will be focusing on Java FX. We will take all the related material and methods and programming techniques that we can use in Java FX. We will talk about the different graphical elements. We will talk about the scenes, the panels, the panes, the elements that we can use inside the panes, different types of panes. Then after we talk about all of these, we will see how we can create events inside the graphical user interface. As you know, any interface without events, it will be just a dull, static show up, and you will not be able to interact with it. In order for you to be able to interact with the graphical interface, you need to create events inside the program, Java program, that creates the interface. Okay, so we will learn how to create events, how to register them, and how to fire events and handle them. This will be in the second part. After we learn about handling events, we will talk about several methods to handle events, the traditional method using event handler classes, and then we will take a modern method to handle events using something called the lambda expressions, which simplifies the process of event handling to a high degree. We will talk about various types of events such as mouse events, key events. Then we will talk about advanced graphical interface concepts such as transitions and timelines. These ones you might be using in your programs to create advanced applications. For example, I need an application in which I want to create an animation inside the application, an object that will move from one place to another, an object that will rotate or fade, or an object that will appear several times and then disappears. All these are animations, different type of animations. We will learn how to create them in Java Apex. After that, we will move to exception handling. In exception handling, we will learn how to catch errors that could happen inside the programs and how to handle these errors using try-catch statements and exception handling techniques. Okay, so we will be taking different types of methods to catch the errors. We call them exceptions and handling them. Then we will move to how to handle files, how to create files in Java and how to handle them. We will talk about two different types of files, binary files and text files. We will see different methods to handle each type of file using different classes and packages in Java. We will talk about array lists, dynamic arrays. We will talk about serialization, which enable us to send objects in files or in streams. Then we will talk about how to connect to databases from Java, different methods of connecting to databases. So we will talk about JDBC. We will learn how to create a database. So you should already know about the concept of database, the concept of queries. So it is advised that you should have taken the database course also before this course in order to be able to understand the concepts of the last chapter in this course. We will talk about how to So we will talk about how to create a program that creates a connection to the database, then executes a query on this connection. We will talk about how to change the contents of the database directly from Java. So I might be able to change the content of a result from the database, and then this content will be directly changed in the database without me obliged to write queries that will change the database using these queries. I don't need to use these queries. I just change the result that I get from the database, and then the database will be changed automatically using this method. We will be seeing how to do that. This is modifying the database concepts from Java. We will talk about graphical user interface to access database. So if you want to get data from database and display them in Java in a tabular form using a table professionally, how we can create these tables in Java. And then we will see how we can, as I said, modify database directly from the Java code. Okay, so we will also surely have some sessions related to the project, and we will be following up with the progress in the project. This is generally what you can expect from the advanced Java course. Okay, so don't forget to download the two textbooks, and we will be referring to each one of them when we want to use it. So before I start with the contents of the first lecture, let's take a little